Hi everybody, it's me Jill and welcome to Jill Informed. This is the recap of the Real Housewives of New Jersey, Season 9, Episode 7, Brunch Gone Bad. The name of this episode cracks me up because did we not all see this coming? Of course the brunch was going to go bad. I'm still struggling to try and figure out why Margaret didn't know that this brunch was a bad idea. Anyway, the show opens with the chefs preparing everything for this brunch at Margaret's house. I feel like only in New Jersey are the chefs named Steve and Larry. I don't know, Beverly Hills, if Lisa Vanderpump had a chef at her house, I feel like it would be Antonio or Jacques or something. Steve and Larry. Although, to be fair, Steve and Larry put out a lovely spread. An array of fruits, there's an omelet station. It was very nice. All right, Jackie is the first to arrive, followed by Melissa. Side note, this is very nitpicky of me, but Jackie's necklaces, bother me. She wears them all the time. It's a diamond Jackie and then another silver chain with a triangle or something on it. Individually, I'm fine with them, but together, and she always wears them together, they get all tangled up in each other. It bugs me. Okay, then Dolores arrives, and to the confession cam, Dolores says, I'm still annoyed with Melissa because she went and riled up her husband. Okay. He's not a dog. She didn't get him all riled up. He's a human being. Does he have no responsibility for his own actions? This New Jersey crew is like going back to Mad Men era. You know, it's so crazy. It's like the town that time forgot. Anyway, Teresa arrives and Melissa and Jackie go to kiss her, and oh my God, Teresa's face. She looks like she would rather do anything than hug Jackie. Also, have you guys ever noticed how Teresa always kisses somebody? She moves her lips to the opposite side of where that person is. So if this is where, Melissa is, then you get this. Nice to see you. The lips are always far away from the object she's kissing, which maybe she's just trying to save her lipstick. All right, so every one of the ladies shows up to this brunch, including Danielle. And they're talking a little bit about the bachelorette party, and they're telling the ladies who weren't there what it was like. And to the confession cam, Jennifer says, I've never been around strippers because it goes against my Turkish culture. And also, it's not respectful to my husband. I admittedly do not know very much about the Turkish culture, and I am not trying to be offensive in any way, but I don't understand how dressing up like a dominatrix and pretending you are your girlfriend's submissive all night is a-okay with the Turkish culture, but being in the same room with a stripper is not. It's just a confusing message to me. So anyway, Dolores and Danielle hate each other. So Dolores says to the confession cam, life without Danielle has been very quiet. And I like it that way. No, you don't. How do I know you don't? Because every chance you get, you are throwing digs at Danielle. You're instigating this, Dolores. Danielle is ignoring you. So don't tell me that you like your quiet life without Danielle. Before they go to eat, they're all putting on face masks. It's supposed to be like a sleepover. Margaret is putting Dolores's on. I swear to God, those two are 7th grade besties. I can't imagine Danielle liked seeing that. She didn't even want her to go throw a hatchet with her. So now it's time to go over and get some food. And Danielle says to Margaret, is there anything for me to eat? And Margaret said, yeah, omelets. Danielle, if there's butter in the pan, I could get really sick. And Margaret's like, Danielle, I'll have the chef wipe out the pan. You'll be fine. Danielle, it's not that easy. I wish it was, honey, but it's not. You ever ate in a restaurant, Danielle? You're not gonna die because there was butter in a pan and then it got wiped out. Now they're all sitting at the table, ready to eat, and they're talking about Danielle's wedding. Somebody asked her about Marty. She said he didn't come home the night of the bachelorette party because he didn't want to see her after she had been with strippers. I mean, was she like with strippers? He didn't want to see her face after she had seen a stripper. I don't get this. Anyway, Dolores, who, you know, she likes her quiet, peaceful life, is now deciding to go after Melissa. Dolores wants to start trouble. All Melissa said was to Teresa, did you have strippers at your bachelorette party? And Teresa said, yeah. And Melissa goes, I did, and I feel like I was missing out. I was afraid my husband wouldn't like it, or, you know, like I was trying to be a good girl. So Dolores, for no reason that I can see, said, oh yeah, I'm Melissa Gorga, and I'm so perfect. Okay. Melissa's like, that's not what I'm saying, and if I come off that way, I don't mean to. Do I? Dolores replies, yes, you do. Listen, you just seem fake. I don't know how else to say it. Okay, thanks, Dolores. Then, of course, Dolores brings up that Melissa didn't want to get involved with helping Teresa get Joe to see his father more. Oh, good, we're talking about that again. So now Jackie pipes up and said, well, okay, now, I don't think that's fair. Teresa, I feel like, was lying in wait to see if Jackie was going to open her mouth so that she could pounce. To the confession camp, Teresa said, why is she butting into my family's business? You mean like the way Dolores is? So Teresa says directly to Jackie, you've known her for 2 minutes, so how do you know what she's thinking? And Jackie's like, that's not really true. I've known her for a while. Then Teresa says, you've been here 5 minutes. If you want to make it to 10, I suggest you shut your mouth. I mean, are they really actually in the mob? That is exactly the way she's talking. Like with that threat? You want to make it to 10? You've been here 5 minutes? You want to make it to 10? Like, oh my God. Anyway, it keeps going back and forth between Teresa and Jackie, and it's pretty one-sided if you ask me, because Teresa is yelling and out of control, and Jackie is remaining calm, standing her ground, and Teresa is just so full of nonsense that it doesn't feel like a fair fight. Now Danielle speaks up in defense of Teresa and says to Jackie, the one thing you should avoid is to ever talk about her husband. I disagree with this whole thing so much, it's driving me crazy. It's so frustrating sitting at home. First of all, Jackie never said anything about her husband. She was questioning whether a woman could control her husband or any other human being. Can one human being control the actions and emotions of another human being? That's the bottom line. That's where Jackie and Melissa are making the point that Melissa cannot control Joe's actions. But that got lost somehow because Jackie had the nerve and the audacity to bring up the fact that Joe Giudice is in prison. So what? That should not be sacred. Like, we cannot talk of that. He got himself there. I don't know. It's not like, please don't speak about my husband who had cancer and died. And this is, please don't speak about my husband who's in prison. And I don't think he's earned a right to not be spoken about. He's there because he did something wrong. Or at the very least, he turned a blind eye while somebody else did something wrong. So either way, you're fair game, buddy. Sorry, he's in prison, not hospice care. This isn't something tragic that just happened to him. Side note, these face masks are starting to dry and it does not look good. I mean, they've got a couple of different kinds on. I think like Jennifer and Margaret have one that looks kind of gray or blue or something. But the ones that Teresa and Dolores have on are sort of like a mud mask that's just drying and cracking, and it looks like they have wrinkles all over their face. It's so funny that they're having this argument while they look like that. To the confession camp, Margaret said, facts are the facts. Joe is in prison, and if Teresa could have controlled Joe, he wouldn't be there. Yeah, Not to mention the fact that she wouldn't have been there either. Let's not forget, Teresa lost a precious year of time with her mother because she was in prison for the same thing. Anyway, Teresa has worked herself up to a fevered pitch. She is like a caged tiger at this point. Now she's going after Melissa for not defending her. And Melissa said, it's okay for Dolores to talk about me, but not Jackie. And Teresa screams, how long have you known this girl? Teresa and Dolores now get up to go wash off their mud masks. And to the confession cam, Jennifer says, I don't know why Jackie can't get it through her thick skull that you don't attack somebody's husband. Again, when did she attack him? It is like the worst game of telephone ever. Jennifer, you were there. You know what Jackie said. How did it morph into Jackie attacking her husband? And let me just go on the record as saying that if she were to have attacked Joe Giudice, he deserves attacking. But she didn't. You know what they're calling attacking? The fact that she even brought his name up. That is so egregious that everybody thinks that's an attack of Teresa. I don't know, man. It feels really bizarre to me. Is it a Jersey thing? Is it a mob thing? I don't know. Now Jackie is standing up herself with Danielle and kind of going after Danielle. And I swear to God, you guys, I'm about to forgive her for giving parenting advice when her own children are feral, because she is standing up for the side of sanity. And I gotta give her props for that. You know, as a viewer, I'm just so thrilled that somebody's actions are rooted in reality. This whole thing has gone off the rails and is like flying into outer space. So yeah, Jackie is becoming my new role model. She is brave and she is single-handedly standing up to insanity. You go, girl. Tangled necklaces and all. I am all in for you right now. And just in case you forgot how low Danielle is, this is how she fights. She says to Melissa, why you stick up for this one so much all the time? Meaning Jackie. Do you two have a little lesbian thing going on there? She's like a middle schooler in like circa 1975. Because even middle school kids in 2018 know that accusing someone of being gay is not an insult and should not be thrown around as something negative. Now we get the obligatory packing montage, and this is everyone packing for Danielle's destination wedding on the island of Bimini in the Bahamas. Side note, I really genuinely like Margaret's house a lot. I think it's kind of cool. It has a lot of cool elements. But she is living in some sort of a Grey Garden situation. I cannot quite figure it out. But in this scene, as she's packing, there are racks of clothes that are just out, like in front of the windows. And she's got shoes all lined up on the windowsills. What, do you not have any closets? What's happening? I don't get it. Also, there's like a lampshade. There's a lampshade with a pair of glasses hanging over it and a price tag? Question mark? This whole, what is this situation? Especially when you're filming for the show. Like, she knows we all can see this stuff, right? Okay, so for the people who aren't going, which is Dolores and Jackie and Jennifer, we see Dolores heading off to make a donation at a women's shelter, and she's in the car and her phone rings and it's Jackie. Side note, you guys, look at how she spelled Goldschneider. Maybe she thinks it's French, like Goldschneidier. Anyway, I just assumed that it was just too many letters for Dolores to even care. So this is weird because, you know, Jackie and Dolores are on opposite sides. And Jackie asks Dolores if they can meet for coffee or something. She would like to get advice on how to handle Teresa because she recognizes that things are not going well between her and Teresa, and she doesn't know how to speak to, I don't know, I assume a crazy person. So Dolores agrees to meet with her, and Dolores is like, oh, I'll give you advice, all right. Oh, God. All right, Jackie, I don't know if you know what you stepped into here, but I don't think it's what you had intended. Next, everyone who is on their way to the wedding has now touched down in Bimini. And guess what, guys? Yours truly got a last-minute invitation, and here I am in the beautiful Bahamas. Oh, God. Just when you thought that Danielle's crazy couldn't ratchet up any higher, it does. Everybody manages to make it down the steps of the plane, including Marge Sr., without any assistance except for Danielle. Danielle will not take a step until somebody grabs her bag for her. And I think it's one of her poor daughters that ends up carrying it. We cut back to Dolores at the women's shelter where she's donating clothing. And I don't really have anything to say about this scene, except for where is this kindness and generosity for your other castmates, Dolores? Now that we see that you have it in you to be kind, there's no excuse. Anyway, back to Bridezilla. They are all on a boat that is taking them to the hotel, and somebody sees a jet skier and says, "Oh, I want to go jet skiing." "Oh, no, you don't. There's no time for jet skiing. You all have a lot of work to do. I need every one of my needs catered to." And then she said, I don't know if she's pointing to Christine, her daughter. I'm not sure, but she said, "This one has done more in 2 days than any of you have done this entire time." Who do you think you are, Danielle? Seriously. There's a close-up of Marty, and I swear to God, it's the face of a man who is really thinking he's about to make a horrible mistake, and he's not sure what to do or how to get out of it. There's a scene at Jennifer's house, and it's a big family dinner because her brother is getting engaged, and they're all celebrating. Of course, Bill has to work, and he comes in late. I'm calling Bill's look here casual, scary chic, because he's got like a plaid shirt, eyes that say, "I will kill you in your sleep," and a Gucci belt. He's really kind of working this whole look. Back in the Bahamas, Danielle is still barking orders at everyone. "Don't you wrinkle those dresses, Marty." The hotel is gorgeous. Everyone gets their room assignments. The rooms are huge. When Margaret and Joe see their room, she's like, "Oh, we've got a pool. I'm going to be swimming in there topless." Okay. It didn't look like a private pool, though, because I see people sitting in lounge chairs. So you might want to rethink the topless thing. Like, please rethink the topless thing. In Teresa's room, she's calling home, talking to Gia. She's lonely because everybody else is coupled up except her. They're talking about stuff that's going on at home and the schedule. And I guess she said Nono was driving Gabriella to her soccer game. Can Nono drive? That seems scary. "It's fine. I can see your hat." Because also, if he can, this is changing my opinion a little bit of Teresa being this benevolent caregiver of her father when she's alone trying to raise 4 girls on her own. Maybe he's helping her a lot. I don't know. It's starting to feel like, especially if he can drive, it's starting to feel like it's a little bit like there's some mutual benefit there. Now everyone is getting ready to go to dinner, and Danielle cut her tongue eating cantaloupe. I'm not sure, did she bite her tongue? Or, I mean, there's nothing sharp in cantaloupe, so I don't know. But all I do know is that Margaret and Joe, her husband, come over to their room to go down, I guess, to the restaurant together. And that's when they found out that her tongue was bleeding. And Joe, he's like putting pressure on it. He's got a washcloth on it, and he's putting pressure. And like, he's come to the rescue. I don't know. Marty's just standing there. Anyway, it does stop bleeding. So, all right. So everybody is at the dinner table, and Danielle said, "So who's super excited about the bikini shoot tomorrow?" She's making her bridesmaids all wear bikinis and do like a photo shoot. Who would be excited about that? I'm sorry, you're all in your 40s and 50s. It's so stupid. I mean, maybe if you were getting married straight out of high school, that's something you and your friends would think was fun. But anyway, Margaret said, "Can I tell you, I'm not going to be able to wear that for very long because I have to wear a bra under it." And Danielle's response is, well, that's not a very good look. A bra under a bikini? No, it probably isn't a very good look. Anyway, Joe Gorga asks how many people are coming to the wedding. And Marty said, I think about 70. And Melissa said, oh, that's a lot for a destination wedding. Danielle, I'm very likable. Oh, yeah. Anyway, we find out that 2 of Marty's 3 children are there, and they're kind of hanging out with Christine and Jillian, who are Danielle's daughters. And Melissa said, oh, how come the other one didn't come? They couldn't make it? Marty's like, and Danielle goes, his kids don't like me. Margaret tries to ease the tension by saying, you know what, it's fine. Joe's daughters didn't like me at the beginning either, but they come around. Danielle says, but I command respect. You know, this reminds me of when Vicky said that to Kelly near the beginning of the season on OC. And I thought the same thing then that I think now, which is, how's that working out for you ladies? This sort of demanding that people treat you a certain way. I'm not saying people shouldn't be mutually respectful of each other, but this commanding business, it's silly. And I don't think that's the way mature adults operate. Anyway, Marty says to her, and you deserve respect. Oh, Marty, she doesn't. Anyway, Danielle doesn't even hear him say that because she starts talking over him. And she says, and if you don't, then get out of my space. You know, it's really hard for me. I come from a background. And now Marty interrupts her and says, it's hard for you. Danielle, don't cut me off. Oh, you mean like the way you just cut him off earlier? That's right, because you command respect. But apparently you don't think Marty deserves respect. So Marty said, it's hard for me. So Danielle's like, I know, but it's not my fault. I just got here. I didn't raise that. Oh my God. So Marty says to her, I chose you at the detriment of them. I don't know a single thing about Marty's children. That's true. I don't even know if they're male, female, how old they are. I know nothing about them. But I do know Danielle. It does make me question what kind of a man Marty is that he chose Danielle Staub over his own children. Anyway, Danielle's like, yeah, you did. Will you still marry me on Saturday? And everybody's laughing, and I'm thinking, oh God. And then to the confession cam, Joe Gorga goes, ha 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 ha, bullshit. Oh, yes. Then he says, if the woman I'm about to marry spoke that way about my kids, it'd be over. Okay, so then Teresa says, I talked to Dolores this morning and she said to tell you congratulations, Danielle. Seriously? Dolores is wishing Danielle congratulations? Now it's Melissa's turn to say something because that must have irritated her. And she goes, oh, who cares what Dolores says? She's bringing up Joe going away on the anniversary and she called me Little Miss Perfect. And Teresa goes, no, she didn't say that. So Melissa said, yeah, she did. And you didn't have my back when she did it either. So then Teresa starts going off on Melissa. You didn't have my back with Jackie and you've known her for 5 minutes. Okay, stop with the 2 minutes and the 5 minutes. We get it. She's a new friend. Anyway, Joe yells at everybody to stop. And then he calls Melissa and Teresa over and he's like, you two, come over here, come over here. So they go over to the bar to talk, just the 3 of them. And Joe Gorga actually diffuses the situation. He acts like an adult. He gets everybody to calm down. He tells Teresa that you two are sisters and she really does love you. And he said, you know, listen, I'm working. I'm not out playing golf with my buddies or anything like that. I'm working really hard. If I could see Daddy every day, I would. I'm doing the best I can. And I guess that, I don't know, Teresa kind of calmed down a little bit. Oh my God, I hope so. I hope we're done with that storyline. I really do. Anyway, it was quite remarkable how he got those two to calm down and they had a group hug and yeah. And that is where this episode ends. Okay, it's time for viewer mail. Before we begin, I would like to welcome new subscribers to Jill Informed. We have Liz P, Judy G, Priscilla A, Heidi M, Tracy V, Shauna R, Bethany M, Jordan B, and Michelle G. Thank you guys so much for subscribing and welcome. The comment today comes from Candace Hood. Hi, Candace. And Candace says, Teresa's obsession with her brother is weird. Yep. Side note, I can't stand when Jersey girls say capiche. I have no idea how to spell it, but I don't care. LOL. Okay. So one of the things that cracked me up about your comment, Candace, was that you said, I don't know how to spell it and I don't care. I love that. It reminds me of the fact that on Real Housewives of New York, Dorinda's boyfriend, John, I didn't know what his last name was. I either didn't hear it right or I just didn't know what it was. And it sounded like pedestrian to me. So I have always called him John Pedestrian. And at one point I said, I know I could look it up, but I don't care. So he had become John Pedestrian to me. So Candace, I find a kindred spirit in you. As for the other part of that, I joked that it was like a flowers in the attic type situation, but I don't think it's reciprocated. The way it was in Flowers in the Attic. I don't think Joe is that into his sister. I think she's just really into him. And one of you, please forgive me because I can't remember who said it. One of you guys hit the nail on the head by saying that you thought it was more about her being jealous of Melissa and Joe's relationship. In all actuality, I totally think that's what it is. I think she is jealous of Melissa. And yes, this is weird, but because Melissa has her brother, and her brother is a better husband and father probably than her own husband. So, well, not probably. I mean, he is. So I think she probably has always felt a little jealous or maybe wished that she could find a guy that was a good guy like her own brother. I don't know. Even saying that, I'm sort of creeping myself out. So I'm just going to say this. Yeah, you're right. It's weird. It just is. All right. Well, thank you for your comment, Candace. And Audrey Dempsey. Hey, Audrey. You just wanted me to call you out. So I am. Thanks for watching. All right, at the time I am filming this, it is December 23rd. I know you guys aren't going to be seeing this until December 30th because that is when the next episode is airing. And so I want to post this the afternoon before that so that it refreshes your memory from what happened the week before. But I am filming this on December 23rd. So I would just like to wish all of my informants a very happy holiday. Whatever holiday you celebrate at your home, I wish you and your family all the best. 2018 has just been a great year for Jill Informed. I passed the threshold of having 1,000 subscribers and I can now monetize my channel, and that was a big step for me and very exciting. And one day I will get a check, maybe. Honestly, it has never been why I've done this. I do it because it's fun. I started doing it because I watch these crazy housewives, and not very many people that I know in real life do. So I had this urge to talk about it and dissect the episode. And so I started doing it on my YouTube channel as a suggestion from my daughter's friend, Bridget. Hi, Gigi. It just kind of took off from there. It's just been rewarding and fun. And it's thanks to you guys. I really appreciate you and have a very happy new year. And I hope to see you guys in 2019. Bye.